The first ever completely mapped brain that was published 2023, I was part of that study. Brain and its network is nothing but a big cocktail of chemicals. When it comes to brain, very little should be dependent on medication. Medication should be the last resort.
Okay.
And unfortunately, in today's day and time, especially in an urban scenario, we are using it as the first resort. In most of these cases, people who need help, they don't even realize the fact that they need help. Seeking mental help is almost a taboo subject.
It's a taboo, yeah.
I'm sorry to use the word, but it's a reality. The term pagal.
Pagal, yeah.
But they also say pagal ka doctor. What will people say? Log kya kahenge is the biggest phrase, the shameful of all in our country.
Yeah.
To get out of this entire notion of log kya kahenge, what will people say, you need a very strong mind in yourself. There's one thing that I would really want to put in, and I'll reiterate it over and over. For families, for society, it was true 50 years back, it was true 100 years back, it will hold almost the same value 50 years down the line. Which is?
Today I'm really excited to be joined by Dr. Avinash Khandelwal, a consultant scientist working at the cutting edge of neuroscience and artificial intelligence. Dr. Avinash collaborates with universities and research labs around the world, helping map the brain at an extraordinary level of detail. His work focuses largely on insect brains using powerful electron microscopes to uncover the neural circuits behind behavior, essentially decoding how thoughts, interactions, and responses are wired. Alongside this, he trains machines to identify features and automate brain mapping, blending neuroscience with AI in ways that are reshaping how we understand intelligence, both biological and artificial. And we are going to go beyond the lab into bigger questions. What does studying tiny brains teach us about the human mind? How do behavior, fear, and decision-making emerge from neural circuits? And what can neuroscience tell us about courage, change, and the way we live our lives? Dr. Avinash, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
Welcome to Courage Coach. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you again, and it's good to be talking about science.
Doctor, before we go into all the neuroscience, for our listeners who might not be, most of them might not be from neuroscience background, tell us what excites you most about this field.
Yeah. So biology is very interesting in itself. I don't think a general, even a commoner, would need an introduction on why biology is interesting. Everything we see around us functioning on its own, the cycle of life, we are living beings in ourselves. So, and on top of, like, there is the food chain, and on top of this food chain of living systems sits the brain. And of all brains, the human brain is the most complex one.
Absolutely.
And the human brain basically is driving the entire world, right?
Right.
It's just the brain that's driving our intelligence. We think that, okay, humans are intelligent. No, nature is intelligent. Living beings are intelligent. Some level of intelligence is seen in even species do not having a real brain, for example, right? So, and the nervous system and the brain, they code for everything that we think, do, we act or enact, everything. So that's why, and the most complex thing is the most understudied till date.
Right. So the brain is the most understudied organ.
One of the most understudied, if not the most understudied, and I'm sure it's most understudied.
Right.
And there's a lot of scope to know, to dig into. And the observations,
Right.
the results that we get
Mhm.
from this entire endeavor is really, really very interesting, because it's directly related to what we see, what we do in our daily lives.
Right.
Right. I mean, for example, I have studied even microbiology for say, but even for example, bacteria are very interesting to study. But you see, to observe anything that bacteria does, it takes time.
Absolutely.
But to observe anything that brain does,
Yeah.
we all know that already. We
Right.
smell the coffee,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We forage,
Yeah.
we look for things.
Yeah.
We respond to if someone
Yeah.
would give me a red rose, for example,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So all these are experiences, sensory driven experiences for say.
Mhm.
And on the other hand, you have philosophical thinking, churning, brainstorming, a lot of things that's going on in the brain, and it goes on for life.
So before we go deeper into this area about the brain and neuroscience, I'll ask a personal question. What was the first inspiration for you to, get you interested in neuroscience? When was it? At what stage of your life?
Okay. So the stage was pretty later actually
Okay.
to study brain, because uh, I was just genuinely interested in biology.
Mhm.
I was not a good student in my school life, and I was somehow infatuated towards science. And it was not just biology back in school; it was also chemistry. But when I entered my college and so on and so forth, so biology appealed to me in a better way. And the first interaction, if I could remember, was towards snakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was amazed by the fact
Right.
that how neurotoxins work on neurons and devastate even an animal as big as human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, the smallest of bite can be fatal to the human beings, even for example, bigger animals even.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to study the mechanism of how venoms or toxins work on neurons, for example.
And how did it come about? Was there an incident, like you said, you had your first encounter with a snake? What happened actually? Was there an incident?
Yeah. So so I live in. I was born and brought up in Northern Plains, and there we have a lot of fields, agricultural lands, and you have where you have prey, you have predators, right?
Right.
And there we have a lot of mice and rats and other, animals, and then you have snakes there, and you have among the big four that we talk about India, I have seen like very frequently cobras and krait, the Indian krait,
Right.
and it was every other day there are like newspaper reports about someone died of snake bite, someone got bitten by snake, so on and so forth. I was like, okay, what is so amazing about these snakes? So otherwise very vulnerable creatures, but yet so powerful.
Right. Yeah.
What is making them so powerful? How nature actually awarded them with this power to survive and flourish? So that was my first encounter towards anything related to neurons, for example.
Wow. So when we talk about neurons, where are the neurons found in our body? Is it only in the brain?
No, the entire body is filled up with neurons. For example, I mean, except for the few areas like nails and 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 our hairs. So except for these regions, almost the entire body is filled by neurons. I mean, you just prick a pin on a needle to anywhere in your body and you will feel pain. That is because the pain, the reception of pain is due to neurons. If there are no neurons, there is no pain. So this is called nociception. This pathway is called nociception.
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 Okay.
So the pathway that encodes pain.
Okay.
called nociception.
Mhm. To understand, we'll go down that path as well, understanding pain and joy, aggression, or what we were just talking about before we started rolling. But, you know, in our first meeting, you talked about mapping the
Yeah.
brain of a housefly, is it?
No, fruit fly.
Fruit fly. And so we talked about mapping the connectome. Now, connectome, I had to look up what it means. It's a new word for me. Basically, it means the whole circuitry of neurons, right?
Yeah.
And so what does mapping the connectome actually mean? Please, can you explain
So-
us that in not, yeah, you can use
In a
scientific terms,
layman
but
term,
yeah,
I'll try.
so
I'll
that
try.
we can understand.
Yeah. So just like globe, we have a globe in our hand, and then you zoom in. You have then continents. Then you zoom into countries. Then you zoom into cities, the counties, the streets. Right.
Right.
In the same way, we have our brain. Just think the brain as a globe. It's just that brain is so this globe is two-dimensional, right? But the brain is not two-dimensional. Just imagine if the globe has an entire channel of tunnels and pathways internally. So it's a three-dimensional structure, right? So what we do is we do the same thing basically. What happens in Google Maps, for say, right? You have a bank here, you have a post office somewhere, you have someone's house, you have an apartment, you have a mall, theater, so on and so forth, right? What we do exactly the same thing in brain. It's just that we do it in three-dimensional. So what happens is that there are a lot of techniques used for mapping the brain, right? Even people have embarked on efforts to map the human brain through some other techniques like fMRI, DMRI. There are many other techniques. But what we do is we do it at the resolution of a single synapse. So how neurons talk to each other is through a synapse, right? Synapse is a structure. It's a proteinaceous structure. So there's multiple features in it. So one neuron attaches to another neuron at various locations, at various points. And then the chemical is transferred from one neuron to another, or it's in the between synaptic cleft, the space between the two synapses of two neurons. And then their synapses happens, and then the activity is carried on to the next neuron. That's how the chain is shaped, right? And when it happens in a series or multiple neurons, among multiple neurons, it's called a neural network. A neural network can be very small, involving a few neurons, to hundreds of thousands of neurons, for example, in our human brain. Bigger the animal, the more the neurons, the more the connections, the more complex the system. So on and so forth. So this is what mapping is. We go into the images of brain. What we do is we take insect brain due to its size, and we serial section them. It's like slicing. And then it is imaged with the help of electron microscope. So we get electron micrographs, and those micrographs are arranged, stitched to make a volume of images just as it was in the real brain.
Wow.
And then we put it on a platform where we can computationally look and identify and tag the features.
Right.
Identify the neurons, identify the internal features of neurons.
Right.
And then we make a chain. Okay, for example, this neuron A is connected to this neuron B, and then C, and then D, and then E. So this leads to a pathway. That's how we discover the neural networks.
I was talking to somebody, and he said, he had never heard that, insects or something like a housefly or a fruit fly has a brain, and they were pretty surprised. So I said, no, today I'm going to meet a neuroscientist who is actually researching on this. So I'm thinking about people must be wondering, why study the insect brain? Why not the human brain?
No, even human brains are being studied. It's not that human brains are not being studied. It's just that So, for example, you want to make a big building, for example, right? Now, what you would do, you would draw a map, small in a piece of paper, or you would go for a small model,
Right.
you know, so to know and go through the
Right.
features and multiple aspects of building or information, right, to get
Right.
more information about how things would go,
Mhm.
right? In the same way, when you have, like, you cannot do that in while the construction is being done.
Mm.
You have to pre-plan things.
Right.
So in order to know brain,
Mhm.
it's a sheer scale
Mm.
where you have trillions of neurons,
Right.
versus, for example, the animal model that I am working with
Mhm.
has 100,000 neurons.
And what is this animal model that you're working with?
So I'm sorry, I should have introduced, actually.
Yeah.
So the animal model that I am working with is called fruit fly. It's a very innocent animal. It's a very cute, good looking animal. It's a fruit fly that we see on almost, very common.
Yeah.
It's basically goes around the fruits,
Mhm.
smellier ones.
Mhm.
And it's called, the scientific name of that fruit fly is Drosophila melanogaster.
No, I cannot catch that.
So,
Yeah.
it's
I'll stick with
a-
fruit fly.
Yeah. So it's a very well-established animal model
Okay.
in terms of, for example, genetics. So it was one of the first few animals whose complete genome was published. I think more than 6 to 7 Nobel Prize have been awarded already on work using this particular animal model, Drosophila melanogaster fruit fly.
Yeah.
And it's very convenient. It has a very, so for example, when I talk about its brain,
Right.
a limited number of neurons, it's very small. The life cycle is pretty short.
Yeah.
You can you can have as many of them as you want in your lab in a very cost-effective setup. And the animal has very explicit behaviors you can observe. For example, foraging to courtship to walking and so on and so forth. So when you have an animal exhibiting all this wide range of
Right.
behaviors,
Yeah.
and it has a very well established brain and a ventral nerve cord, which is our spinal cord equivalent in insects, invertebrates. So you have all the ease of doing the same thing. And then you have tools and techniques developed.
Right.
For example, you have genetic reagents, you have transgenic animals. It's very convenient, and we have been doing genetic experiments using this animal from more than 100 years now.
You mean the housefly?
The fruit fly.
Fruit fly.
Fruit fly.
Okay, for 100 years.
Yeah, more than 100 years. Yeah. I would so there was a movie
Right.
that was released, I think 11 years back. It was called Fly Room. I would recommend you to watch that
Fly
movie.
Room?
It was, yeah, the Fly Room. So it was on bridges, CB bridges, and I think also Thomas Hunt Morgan, who were the earliest people started using this model. So it was a good movie. So it has a pretty long history, and not just neuroscience.
Yeah.
It's so this animal actually is, if I'm not wrong, is the pillar of the entire field of neurogenetics.
Okay. Was this one of the first small insects that research was done on, or the mapping of the connectome was done on?
Yeah, from genome to connectome, everything.
Okay. And so you said this goes back to 100 years ago.
Yeah,
Right? 400 years.
The study on using this particular animal as a model to study biology.
And so what have we, since then, what has it taught us about the human brain? Studying this little insect, What has it taught us about human brain and how we can apply that?
Yeah. So, for example, we perform variety of functions. Our brain, we exhibit a lot of behavior. We get hungry. We get driven towards the smell of a good food, for example,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the same way, like we smell good things. We won't want to. We get inhibited by bad things. For
Yeah.
example, if there is a fire in your house,
Yeah.
you smell something burning,
Mhm.
it alarms you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mhm.
So this is genuine and direct animal behaviors
Mhm.
that help us not surviving but also avoiding dangers.
Yeah. Mhm.
For example, right?
Mhm.
So all who are we? We are all our senses,
Mhm.
our sensory systems.
Mhm.
And our sensory systems work in synchronization. For example, vision, olfaction,
Mhm.
tasting,
Taste.
which is also related to gustation,
Mhm.
hearing,
Mhm.
and touch.
Touch.
Our
Balance.
our
Movement.
our information about our physical surroundings and
Mhm.
physical positioning,
Mhm.
pain,
Yeah. Yeah.
our motor responses.
Yeah.
You would want to avoid a bad smelling place, right?
Mhm.
You would go far from it.
Yeah.
But you will get directly towards food if you smell good food and you are hungry.
Mhm.
Same way, our senses also help us to find mates, right?
Mhm.
In animal systems, right? So there are variety of behaviors,
Mhm.
and all this behavior, most of them,
Mhm.
I cannot say that the Drosophila can think, the fruit fly can think philosophically, and so on and so forth. But to know about how vision works, for example, why do we see the things we see? What do we do about it? If I'm hungry, how do I look for food? What is the mechanism?
Yeah.
If I hear something, where does the signal go? And how does the signal come back?
What I'm trying to understand is why do we have to do like what all you're explaining? How does vision work? How does the smell work? How it's decoded and all that? Why can't we directly work on human specimens rather than working on something as small as a fly?
You have limited number of neurons. You have traceable circuit. You have traceable network. You would not want to work for the same answer with a quadrillion neurons. You would want to work with few thousand of neurons, few hundreds of neurons, right? Same way, scale.
Okay.
And then you have also availability of tools to do that. You would want to you want 100 animals, for example, right? You cannot do that. Forget about humans. You can't even have 100 monkeys or 100 rats that easily. But you can get 100 flies, for example.
Right.
You want to make transgenic flies. You want to know what this particular neuron is doing, for example, or what this particular cell is doing. You can tag that cell
So
chemically, genetically, transgenically, whatever.
when you map the brain, are you doing on living specimen or are they dead?
So there are two ways. So it's not just so there are two aspects of it.
Yeah.
One is structural and then is functional, because brain has both structure and function. So structure is called circuit, and then function is called function. Circuit
yeah.
function. The circuit function has two aspects. First is anatomy, and the second is behavior or function,
Behavior.
whatever you may say,
Yeah.
right? So for certain things, you would want a live animal that can be done in live animal, living animal, and then you have certain things that cannot be performed in living animal. For example, the thing that I am doing, you have the brain removed, dissected. You can't expect the animal
No.
to be living anymore, right?
Yeah.
So same way.
Okay. Okay. And
You can't do that in human brains, for
no,
example. Right?
obviously not a living. So when you help me understand between these two, of course, it's very clear for me that you said you remove the brain. How is that done on a live specimen?
So, for example, there are multiple things.
Yeah.
for example, you have an animal
Yeah.
where so it's a transgenic animal. You have
Please, I've heard
so
that term transgenic. Can you explain
so
that for?
transgenic means basically you have done something with its genes.
Okay.
Right. For example, you have so there is a very famous protein called GFP.
GFP.
GFP is called green fluorescent protein.
Mhm.
And so you have its gene incorporated into the genome of a particular cell or a type of cells in that animal. And then when you like you have drivers, you do some genetics, and then when you have a UV light, it will glow green.
Okay.
So you will know, for example, the cells having GFP genes will have GFP protein in that cell, and those cells will glow completely.
Okay.
In under the UV light. So you will know how how does that cell look. So you cannot do that in a lot of animals.
Of course not.
Right?
Yeah.
And then when you have the entire genome out and published, you know all the genes. You have you have a library of individual cells, or with different genes, or you have incorporated something, you have taken out something, you have silenced some gene, you know the effect. So the more, these are the tools. This is how you make genetic reagents. So those transgenic animals are also called genetic reagents.
Okay.
So there is, so in India also we have that kind of library. In Bangalore, for example, the institute I was working at, 12 years back. So these transgenic animals are really important to study the animals at cellular level.
Let's talk about the challenges while mapping and studying the brain of insects. What are the challenges that you face scientifically, ethically, and technologically?
So studying smaller animals are ethically pretty okay worldwide.
Okay.
Yeah. So the higher the animal, the more the ethical terms come into the picture.
Right.
Right. Except for the fact that you do not do a lot of like, something cranky someone tries to do. For example, we have seen the cases of bioterrorism and so on and so forth, where anthrax bacterium was distributed in envelopes to several statesmen and so on. This is really not the matter, actually. So the smaller the animal, the pretty good it is ethically. Now, technologically also. So the smaller the animal, I've explained just that you can have as many animals as you want to study. Their life cycle is short. Their size is little. You can grow them in your lab. As many of them as you want. So and more. So for example, if you want to microscope, right, a brain, right, the smaller the brain, the better the handle on the animal. For example, the limited number of neurons to study.
Okay.
Right. You can study individually. Lesser neuron codes for the same behavior, for example.
Right.
Right. So you will get an ease to study.
Right. You're talking about these are all the things that you can
These are
make it
the
possible.
Benefits. Now I'm coming to challenges. So the real challenge that I feel personally, that and it's not just confined to the study of smaller animals, bigger animals. It's that we do not have enough funds and infrastructure. It has always been a challenge to science to arrange for infrastructure. For example, in India, there are a lot of issues in terms of research. There are a lot of red tapeism to bureaucracy, and there are very little funds available. wherein, for example, a country like United States,
Yeah.
you want to if you want a good piece of research, you would
Yeah.
want to allocate good amount of funding at the discretion of person who is doing the work on the ground, not some bureaucrat sitting in an office who has no background in science, doesn't understand how science works. And if you want to order a multi-million dollar microscope,
Yeah.
he'll take maybe many years to just contemplate the fact that how important that instrument is.
Yeah.
And as now the science has forwarded, and we are like more than a century to very modern science, I feel the infrastructure is getting costlier.
Okay.
Everything is so expensive now.
So who funds? Are you saying that the state or the government funds research here, or
A lot
are
of
they also
governments
private
fund,
institutes?
yeah. So there are like a lot of private endowment funds. For example, I've worked with labs getting fund from the two of the biggest research philanthropies or endowments in the world. The first is Wellcome Trust, and the second is HHMI. Right, both are private. First. And then you have trusts like Marie Curie or many other
Are these all international?
internationals. Yeah. In
wh-
India,
yeah,
we have,
in-
for example, you have DBT, DST. For example, these are governmental funds.
Okay.
In India, we have mostly government allocated funds. But then you have a lot of
How do you go about
relativism.
for funding, like seeking funds and?
So, to be very honest, I have not worked with any of the Indian universities post my PhD.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have,
Because of this challenge
yeah,
of support.
and the work that I am doing now,
Yeah.
nobody is doing in India. No labs are doing in it.
No labs.
No labs. So this was the initiative of HHMI, and now Google has collaborated and
Okay.
put a lot of efforts and funds both into this particular field of connectomics.
So how do you work being funded by an international organization sitting here in India? How do you operate?
Yeah.
Help me understand.
So that's a very interesting thing. So until 2020, I was doing I was with labs physically, and so my last this employment was with Tel Aviv University at Israel.
Right.
And then this COVID lockdown happened, and everything was locked, and we were locked for 6 months there. And then I was like, no, I want to have my own time and my own freedom. So I started working computationally. And
Is this right? You were when you said Tel Aviv, you were physically there
yeah,
in Israel?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then after the first lockdown in the month of September 2020, I came back to India, and then I started completely like working remote, and started with computational projects where I would get the data electronically. I would work on that data. So all these are big data. You have I've worked mostly with images, image data, brain stacked in volume, and then I would annotate and work on it.
So what if you are if you may say, or if I may ask, and if you're allowed to say that, what are the institutes you're working with right now?
So I've University of Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've recently just finished a project with Harvard University.
Harvard.
But that was with mosquito.
Oh,
On
okay.
mosquito brain.
What exactly were you experimenting on the mosquito?
Yeah. So what I was doing was I was working on 3 of the glomeruli, and one of those three glomeruli was coding for carbon dioxide sensing. So what mosquitoes do, they sense the carbon dioxide from human, right? And then they come and bite you.
Okay, so that's the carbon dioxide attracts them.
The mechanism, the cellular, the neurological mechanism for it is encoded in its brain. So carbon dioxide to a lot of insects work like an odor.
Okay.
Just like the smell of coffee attracts us to it. Same way.
So could it be, now I've observed that my wife attracts a lot more mosquitoes than me. Yeah. And she says, you know, they don't come to you. So could it be that she's releasing a lot more carbon dioxide?
So there are a lot of variety of chemicals, chemical cues, our odor, that drive mosquitoes, human odors. Among them, the CO2 is, I think, if not the most, one of the most appetitive odor to the mosquitoes.
And what are the others?
Others are, I'm forgetting there are multiple alcohols and ketones and pheromones, basically pheromones.
Okay,
the body odors.
The body odors, okay.
So there are a variety of organic molecules that insect brain code for the receptors.
Okay.
So the chemical basically is a ligand. And the brain needs to have a receptor for it. Our olfactory sensory neurons need to have a receptor for those particular ligands. If they have those, if the binding happens, then the pathway is activated, which is called an olfactory pathway.
Okay.
And the process is called olfaction, smell.
Now there's a, moving on towards, I'd like to take some time to talk about mental health. There's a popular notion that when anybody suffers from like depression or bipolar or some kind of a mental illness, they say there's a chemical imbalance. What do you think from a neuroscientist point of view? Do you think this phrase is accurate? Usko to chemical imbalance hai. There's, you know, imbalance in the brain.
So chemical is just one thing. There can be multiple aspects. Right? Ranging from structure of neurons. For example, in the case of a variety of neurological disorders, neurons die. So if a few neurons are removed from the pathway, that pathway goes mum.
Yeah, it's like the highway. If the bridge collapses, we cannot travel ahead.
Exactly. So, and now then there is coming to chemical imbalances, of course. So a neuron, if not working optimally, so brain and its network is nothing but a big cocktail of chemicals.
That's an interesting
which
term.
is called which are called neurotransmitters, right? And then you have neuromodulators, so on and so forth. So, for example, one of the most prevalent of all is acetylcholine, right? Acetylcholine is an excitatory neurotransmitter. Anything we do, we cannot move our hand if we do not have that acetylcholine chemical between our neurons. So what it does is, if one neuron has acetylcholine and you activate that neuron, it activates the chain. So it activates another neuron, and then it activates another, then it activates another. So it's the feature of excitatory neurons. And then you have inhibitory neurotransmitters.
What are those?
So those work just opposite. So if this neuron has an inhibitory neurotransmitter, if this neuron is activated, this will not let the next neuron activate.
They inhibit the transfer of signal.
Exactly. So this balance of activation versus inhibition is shapes everything or majority of things, how we perceive things, how we take decision based on that perception, and how do we behave or act. What actions do we choose and select? For example, if I'm very hungry and if I see the food, right?
Right.
And then when I'm approaching the food, which is very appealing, and then there comes an electric spark, what will you do? You'll drop your plan,
Yeah.
you'll stop,
Stop.
and then run towards that electrical malfunction, whatever. You'll attend to that first, even if you are very hungry, right?
Yeah.
Or you'll run away,
Oh,
or
you'll
you'll
run.
do something there.
That's correct.
But you'll definitely not go towards food then,
No.
right? So what happens then?
Yeah.
What happened there? You stopped in between. There was something to stop you,
Right.
to cut that action down right in the middle and at the blink of an eye. This is the speed at which our brain can function. Lightning speed.
Lightning speed. Yeah. And,
Right?
and that is caused by these inhibitory neurons that inhibit.
Obviously, you would want to stop that action, cut down that action, cut down that action of running towards the food.
Right. Right.
So you would need to have something inhibiting that particular set of actions.
Right.
And this happens across the species, or at least majority of the species with a full brain structure. Even the species who do not have a proper brain, they exhibit the tendency to avoid dangers, for example.
Right.
For example, there is a worm called C. elegans. So this was the first nervous system. This animal has just 302 neurons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, and that animal performs a variety of actions, behavioral actions. And that animal does not have a true brain. There is a nervous system comprising of 302 neurons. And it was first mapped nervous system of all animals.
Okay.
It was in 1986.
Oh.
And done by Sidney Brenner and group. And yeah, Sidney Brenner was awarded Nobel Prize.
Okay.
Yeah. I had the fortunate privilege of seeing him in person because we were working in the same institute actually.
Right.
So
where was this?
It was in, there is a research institute called Genelia Research Campus. So its own research institute of HHMI. HHMI is the world's second largest research philanthropy, by the way.
What does it stand for, HHMI?
Howard Hughes Medical Institute.
Howard?
Howard Hughes.
Howard, like
H-O-W-A-R-D.
Howard Hughes?
Howard Hughes Medical Institute.
Medical Institute.
Yeah, so it has its own, it's an basically research philanthropy.
Right.
It's an endowment.
Yeah.
Created by the wealth of Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
Was a businessman in US.
Right.
And then you have this HHMI owning this institute. There's only one institute that HHMI owns of its own. And for the other institutes, it funds specific labs.
Right.
So specific labs across the globe compete for the funding of HHMI.
I just want to complete that thought on imbalance in the brain. Now, imbalance in the brain, a chemical imbalance in the brain, is this like one is born with, or can it happen later in life?
Yeah. There are people who are born, there are animals, for example, are born with chemical imbalances. Or it can happen later in life. For example, one very good example I can cite is, for example, you must have heard this phrase that sugar is more addictive than cocaine.
Yeah, right. Definitely. We've heard that, yeah.
Why is sugar that addictive?
Why?
Because anything you are addictive to is because you feel good when you take it, right?
What I've heard, there's a dopamine release.
Exactly. So dopamine is basically a neuromodulator, and what it happens is it interferes with the state of your neurons depending on the levels of dopamine. So the individuals with basal level of, for example, dopamine, a lower level of dopamine, versus an individual with higher level of dopamine, they'll have it's called a feel good feel good chemical. Right? The more the dopamine, the more happier you are. That's why children who have
High levels of
yeah,
dopamine.
they really love sweet.
Yeah.
They really love candies.
Yeah. My youngest one, he cannot resist sweets.
Yeah,
First thing
exactly.
he comes home, from
Most
school.
kids don't.
Yeah.
Cannot resist sweets, right?
That's right.
So what happens is it changes the threshold of dopamine levels.
So you get the same high.
You get the same high.
Same high only when you take more of it every time, right?
Exactly.
So that threshold.
And not just that. When you don't have that level, now your threshold is set to a higher level.
Higher level, yeah.
When you don't have that, you crave for it then.
Yeah.
That's how kids ask for candies. They go crazy about candies and sweets and toffees and chocolates and so on and so forth.
So if I understand correctly, we as individuals are born with different levels of dopamine, or is there kind of a standard in human beings? Is there kind of a baseline dopamine that we all have?
See, the thing is, all these things are coded by our, for example, genome, right? Now, human genomes are mostly similar, right, to each other. The levels of these chemicals do not vary in two normal, for example, individuals.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, for most of these chemicals, we set our threshold later in lives.
Right.
Right?
By our behaviors, by our consumption.
If I'm fed more sugar, my dopamine release will be different. My threshold of dopamine will be different from the person who is not given sugar, a high sugar diet, for example. Right? So the tuning that will happen to neurons, one with limited level of dopamine versus the another with higher levels of dopamine.
Right. Correct.
Will have a very different perception about food then. Right? Our lives will change.
Yeah.
And you see, so we live in India, where a majority of population cannot have the luxury of good food, for example, right? You see energy deprived kids, you see malnutrition, for example, right? So they have very limited access to sugar versus you have urban kids. You have seen that they deny things, good things that maybe another kid is craving for. Right. So it's what is working there. It's just the threshold.
The threshold
of feel good chemicals in their brains. One is happy with even the sukhi roti.
Yeah.
And another is not happy with the best of the chocolates.
Yeah. So that means we people who live in the urban places, who can afford more, are doing a disservice to our children by giving them chocolates or high sugar diets.
Yes. And I'm very sure about this.
Yeah.
So
we are setting them up for challenges later in life, and it's going to that is eventually also going to affect their mental health.
Yeah. So dependency on anything is not good. Too much of anything is good for nothing, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So same holds true for sugar. And now sugar has been a challenge to economies, societies, countries across the globe.
Right.
Around the globe. Right.
Yeah.
It's almost a no-brainer to avoid sugar.
Exactly. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is how these companies. So I can talk freely about companies. I've never worked with corporate.
Okay.
Right. So this is the trick.
Yeah.
These companies don't trick your health. They first trick your mental health.
Yeah, the mental health. Okay.
You will go to a shop, ask for their high sugar stuff only if you have that threshold in your mind.
Right.
They're just like, what do you call drug peddlers? If
Yeah. Drug peddlers.
It's just that that drug is legalized.
This is a
That
legal drug. So you would say sugar is legal drug.
Yeah.
That is available in every shop and supermarket.
They're playing with your mind, basically. Sugar does the same thing to your mind what any other substance does, addictive substance.
Right. Do you know, can you say how much sugar a human being needs an adult in a day?
So, see, first of all, I think we can go pretty well without any extra sugar, additional sugar.
Okay.
We're pretty good. The sugar that we get from our, meal is more than enough for us to survive.
We don't need any extra or supplementary sugar.
We do not need.
Okay.
We get enough sugar from our cereals, from our fruits, so on and so forth.
Even roti.
Even roti, yeah. Everything is sugar, a little bit of it.
A little bit of sugar is there.
What we do is, because it makes things taste good, it's a natural affinity that we develop towards that particular molecule.
Right.
And it changes then it plays with our levels of chemical in our brains. And then we get accustomed to it.
Right.
We change our own threshold. We tune our neurons to, we dance to their beats then.
Yeah, we start dancing to their beat. Yeah. Let's talk about the treatment side of it, about this imbalance that happens, or somebody who has messed up with their baseline or the threshold of dopamine. Where does medication come in? And what is the best way to administer medication to somebody suffering from, let's say, depression or low dopamine?
Yeah. So let's start from sugar.
Yeah. Let's continue.
The easiest to understand, for example, right? And then you can extrapolate it to multiple things, right? Now, when it comes to sugar, you have already formed a level of threshold. If that threshold goes down, if the level goes down, you don't reach that threshold, your mind, then you start to crave for it.
Okay.
Right? Now, if you are really a sweet lover, you have been consuming sugar for a long time, then you will be having, what do you call symptoms when you leave a substance?
Withdrawal symptoms.
Withdrawal. Exactly. I'm sorry, I skipped the word. Withdrawal symptoms. Now, withdrawal symptoms will be dependent on how much intake you are having, and then for how long you have been having that intake, or what is the rise to that level.
Right.
Now, the longer an addiction, the harsher the withdrawal symptoms. This is why you have this rehabilitation centers.
Rehabilitation, yeah.
Right? Rehabs. They work on declining scale. They put the patient on, or the person on, a declining scale of that substance. You cannot withdraw all at once. You can't just pull the plug. It's brain.
Right.
It's the most complex of all systems.
Right.
So you have to slowly reduce the scale, and then, and for that to happen, if you are alone, you want to have a strong willpower that you would want to develop. You'll want some help, or you will want to have a family to look after you or your loved ones.
Right.
To monitor your intake and take care of your things, so on and so forth. And that's where most families and people get trapped in this game, that even if there are people in the families, they don't have time, they have day jobs and so on and so forth. They can't just keep an eye on someone for their each meal, each diet every day, 7 days a week. We eat every day.
Yeah, we eat every day.
We consume every day. you would want this. This is where help is required, and most people, okay, sugar is okay because it is available in our daily lives, not looked very bad upon. So, but for example, you see a case of cocaine addiction, or for example, drug addiction. It's almost a taboo to talk about. So when you think a subject as a taboo, you would not want to act in it. That's how most of these people get left apart. They lose people to feel sensitive, with some level of sensitivity towards them. This is why addiction doesn't go from the societies. It's very hard. It plays with your brain, it messes it up, it messes up the chemicals. And the harsher the addiction, the more the amount of that substance intake, the difficult it is to treat.
Let's talk about mental health. And where does medical treatment come in to, treat people with mental illnesses like depression or even epilepsy or bipolar?
So you have issues like ranging from not feeling okay to mild depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, epileptic seizures. Even epilepsy has different grades and types, range of it. Right? But for example,
are you feeling cold? Should I start the heating?
Okay. But for that to happen, we need to have proper diagnosis in place. I personally feel that we as human societies, it's not just about India. I've lived around the globe and worked with people, lived with people, shared a table, shared a house. This is a worldwide issue that people don't get to have proper diagnosis of their issue. This is the starting point. Chronic loneliness can lead to a lot of mental issues.
Chronic loneliness.
If someone has been lonely for a long time, he or she might get depressed. There are suicidal tendencies people develop. A variety of issues that can happen. So, why it happens is, one is structure and one is function in the brain, right? We are wired one way or other, right? Now, let's say there's a kid, a small kid, and there's a snake. You just think of it as a toy. Just hold it. But are we going to do the same to a snake?
Oh, we're going to jump,
run, scream, whatnot, right? Why? What is the difference? He's a human being. I'm a human being. The difference is the wiring. In the brain.
He doesn't know the danger of the snake. Is that correct? Just to interject there, that human beings are born with only two kinds of fear: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Is that correct?
Honestly speaking, I'm not sure about it.
Anyway, I just thought of, like, we develop as children. We develop like when we touch fire. Okay, fire. As kids, we play with fire.
There's one thing that I can say for sure, that human beings are born with sensation of pain.
Sensation of pain. And are we like, when we touch a hot plate, let's say something is cooking and there's a pan, but a child will touch it, get burnt, and then he'll learn, and the brain will save that information, correct?
Because that is not an innate behavior.
It's not innate.
It's acquired, right?
Yeah, that's what I wanted
so
to know.
acquired is something that we acquire later in our lives.
Exactly.
Innate is something that we are born with.
Right.
Right. So, for example,
so the snake is dangerous, or fire is dangerous to us. We acquire that information later in life.
yeah, it's acquired behavior that we call.
Right.
Right. So it's experience dependent. You have to experience it, and then you can say something about it or do something about it. A child will put his small fingers in that switch and sockets.
Right.
Right. But once the child gets shocked by that electricity,
He won't do it again.
He won't do it again.
Yeah.
That's what experience does to us. Now, sorry, where were we? What were we talking about?
We were talking about, you were telling me the example of what happens when, a child sees a snake.
Yeah.
He says,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah.
just a toy. But we as adults who have the knowledge of...
So I was talking about the wiring pattern.
Okay.
So that's how wiring is changed.
Right.
Or created. You can say that, right? The fear of snake was not there in that child when he or she was born. But then when we taught him, he is growing old, he's getting to know that a snake is dangerous, it does that, it bites, it can bite, or it can be fatal, then it will grow some fear about it, right? And that fear will work when the child encounters the snake the next time, after the wiring is formed.
Correct.
So the child has never seen insect biting someone. The child has never been bitten by that snake. Sorry, insect. I mean snake.
Snake.
Right. So it's just that what I told that child, for example, right? That stories. So he's forming the memories from that piece of information that I'm feeding. Now that child is finding that snake fearful.
Right.
I mean, child is finding himself fearful of snake. Right?
Right.
Getting inhibited by it. So you do not need crude experiences to form a behavior.
Okay. You can learn from some, like your parents.
You can get it from information that you believe. A child believes what his or her mom or dad says.
Oh, that's very interesting. So you can believe somebody to be, or something to be threatening, and your neural pathway can change and store that information.
Now, I've never tasted the coffee, and I'm a kid, and you saying like, okay, this coffee is great, this is sweet, this is aromatic, this is this is that. I would want to take a sip of it. Right?
Right.
But if you say, oh, this is not good, it's stale, this smells moldy, I will not want to. So it's information dependent behavior, right? So I'll form an affinity, or I'll go away from it depending on the information that I've fed in my mind.
Exactly.
So this thing happens with kids, this can happen with adults. And certain behaviors, for example, if a child is hungry, he will cry. Right?
That's true.
He'll cry, and if you feed him well, he'll be okay. Happy and sleepy.
That's correct.
Right? So these are innate behaviors. If you get something around his or her nose, a small child, newly born even, something very obnoxious, he'll cry. If you have good aroma, he'll be okay. Maybe he'll not appreciate the aroma because that is subtle.
Right.
But if you, for example, if you have chili, fuming chilies in your home, right? The child will start crying.
Right.
Start sneezing. Or same thing happens with auditory system. Same thing happens with gustatory system. Vision is not that developed, so it is wired later.
Right.
On and so forth. So these are called innate behaviors.
Okay.
and then the child will develop the palate.
Right.
Oh, I like blueberries more than strawberries. I like rice more than wheat. I like milk or with or without Bonvita, or so on and so forth. These will be acquired traits.
Right. Right. Okay, just to continue on that thought of what happens in our brain with dopamine, and people who have let's say a low dopamine or a higher threshold to feel that sense of happiness or joy or well-being. Somebody suffering from depression, how does what happens in the brain when you give them some medication? How does it alter or help the person counter balance the imbalance?
There's a saying in Hindi which goes like, "Jaisa Bhagwan वैसी पूजा." We worship one way to another god, and we worship some other way to other god, right? Now, mental health and illnesses per se are very subjective, because brain, remember, the most complex of all organs or systems, right? Its issues are going to be at par with the complexity, as far as complexity is concerned. This is where there is a role of a good psychological help or a good psychiatrist kicks in. There are certain things that are like, that they're bound to be for sure if you want to assure a good mental health or a good treatment strategy. You want to have a good psychiatrist, good listener, a good digger who could dig into. Some people don't speak their problems. Some people don't even know their problems.
Yeah.
You'd want a psychiatrist to dig deeper into their minds and look for issues. We don't have that. Most of the psychological issues, especially during their start, if there is nothing, for example, genetic or physiological, they do not need chemical help or medications or substance help, nothing. Plain and simple talking.
Okay.
Plain and simple talking.
How
Because,
do-
because
Yeah.
how
That's what I
does
was-
that
how-
work? Yeah. You remember feel good. If you are hungry and you are given food, your mind, your brain will get the dopamine. There's no dopamine in the food. But your body will secrete it, create it. There are variety of neuromodulators and chemicals that our body make on its own. For that, we need a right conditioning. A jolly well happy people will have a specific level of neuromodulators and neurotransmitters, versus a depressed person will have a different profile of all these chemicals. A person will with epilepsy, severe case of epilepsy, will have a very different profiling of these chemicals, even if they are having the similar diet.
Right.
So what we think, who we are, and who we have affects our entire mental health and also physical health to a large extent. People have, there are stories, people having everything in their lives, but no one to care for or no one who cares for them. They're very easy to go like, either depressed or aggressive or with anger issues, or just go mum, like, they go silent.
Silent. Don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, they don't talk to anybody, right? Versus a person who is having a lot of challenges. Okay, he's having to, run for his daily bread, and a lot of, the
Stress
quagmire
levels
of
and,
daily life, right? But in the evening, they all get together, family, eating, nice, sleeping. He'll have a very different state of mind.
That's correct.
He'll be talkative, he'll be happy, he'll feel good. He may help other people. So, a lot of, when it comes to brain, very little should be dependent on
Medication.
medication. Medication should be the last resort.
Okay.
And unfortunately, in today's day and time, especially in an urban scenario, we are using it as the first resort.
Oh, okay. You're putting the cart before the horse.
Exactly. Because the pills are easy to access and the help is not that easy to access. Either you don't have a person to talk to or you don't have the psychological help that you need.
Right. And also we all need instant fix.
Instant
right?
fix. Yeah,
Instant
yeah,
fix.
yeah. Nobody has time.
Nobody
has
has
time.
time. Yeah.
Or the patients,
Yeah.
or both.
Yeah. So what are the things talking about before you said medication is the last resort? Before we reach that that point, what are the things that the steps that somebody can take who's, let's say, depressed? What are the steps they can take?
Yeah.
Like you said, okay, somebody has a family and all. What about somebody who's lonely, living alone by himself, and feeling depressed? What are the steps they can take?
Yeah. So, it's a very interesting thing, and I've had a couple of chances to discuss this with some of my friends and colleagues. So, my interpretation has always been, so this is a country. Some people are poor, some people are rich. Some people get rich where they have not done much. Some people get poor even after, struggling a lot, right? Doing everything right.
Everything right, and still living in
So
poverty.
what's the difference? Luck. Unfortunately, as a scientist, I would not want to talk about luck, but this is the sheer fact and reality.
Okay.
That if I have someone with me who is ready to talk and share his mind and heart, is sheer matter of luck. Otherwise, a lot of rich people wouldn't be dying lonely death.
But they have the funds to, we see that rich people can provide resources or jobs. And there are a lot of
But
times
can you
people.
buy love and care? You can buy care maybe, but that care will be not psychological care.
Not psychological or emotional.
Emotional, exactly, emotional, to be more precise. You cannot buy certain things. Money can't buy. It's a matter of luck. You're born with a good family, a loving parent or parents, good, siblings and surroundings and neighbors and friends. It makes a completely different scenario to be born in a family where everybody is busy. A child cries, parents have no time to devote in his or her upbringing. They'll just resort to outsourcing that situation to television, mobiles, and sugary diets and junk.
It's easier. It's more convenient.
Yeah, it's more easy.
And you can get off your responsibility, right?
What we don't understand is there is a saying from Chanakya.
Chanakya, of course.
So there is a saying which goes Nirman ki pida.
Nirman ki pida.
Each step of building
Yeah.
has its own kind and type and amount of pain.
Involved. Right.
Right. So with that child, for example, for him or her to grow to a very fine individual, human being, a lot of effort is required.
Correct.
Will be required. There is no escape to it. Right. What in this current time and space we are living in, especially talking about the urban spaces, don't have place to live and breathe.
Yeah.
It's a luxury to have time to talk to families nowadays. when you share the fear, when you share the joy, when you share the pain.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking about the sharing information and how it translated into experience-driven behavior, right?
Yeah.
In case of
Yeah.
snake
In
and
case of snake and the
yeah,
child. Yeah.
just imagine that was
Yeah.
just a piece of physical information about a physical being, right? Now we are talking about the emotional information, the personal information, the mental information
Right.
that you will not just pass, you will share the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
It will modulate your mind and brain and mine at the same time in a very similar manner
Yeah.
if we are sharing it.
Yeah. Right.
If I am a husband, I have my wife, we love each other, we will feel good about the same thing, we'll feel bad about the same thing. Sharing the emotions.
Sharing the emotions, yeah. And a person who is lonely or alone cannot share that.
Cannot share anything.
Cannot share that.
Cannot share anything.
You know, for one point in my life, not that I lived in Germany for many years, and the first time when I went there was in 2002. I got married. We didn't have kids. My wife was still in university, so she would go. And in the morning, because I didn't speak the language, I was attending the language. My language classes were in the afternoon. And morning till afternoon, I was till I reached my class, I was alone at home. And every morning, whereas in India, you know, you see your neighbors, you go out somewhere, you talk to somebody on the street, you can talk. There are possibilities, or you can go to a cafe or somewhere. But here I am, new in the country. I cannot move about freely. I don't know the language, and we were a little out from the city. So I felt some sort of pain, not complete, like somebody who doesn't have a family at all. Of course, I cannot say that, but even that was affecting me.
Obviously.
Even that, and I felt depressed after a while.
You will miss the company.
Yeah.
If not anything.
Yeah.
We are social beings.
Exactly.
We're not human beings, we're social beings.
Right.
It's just that the economic structure of countries, the modern world, they want to treat us as machines.
Yeah.
And we are left with hardly any option.
Right.
Not to bow down to their, conditions. They're conditioning us.
Yeah.
So there is a thing called fear conditioning in neuroscience.
Fear
where
conditioning.
you condition the fear in an animal.
Yeah,
For example, the same thing. You with the kid and snake story.
Right.
You are conditioning the fear.
Yeah.
You're imbibing the fear in that kid. Right? Why? Because that is important. Now, if I am to imbibe a piece of information, if I pass a piece of information, denoting to the fact that this imbibes fear in your mind about that particular topic, I have won you in some aspect, even if it is a vicious one. The present economic situation, the structure in most modern world is doing the same thing. For example, corporates, they'll give you salary.
Right.
Now, they'll show you a lot of things. You have a salary of 50,000. They'll show you an iPhone for 100,000. You will get entrapped. You will buy that on. They'll give you the access to easy loans because you have a job letter. Now you will buy that thing, or you'll buy a bigger commodity, and then you will be entrapped into paying monthly minimals or installments or whatsoever.
Right. Right.
Now you cannot leave that job.
No, that's modern day slavery.
Now, you will do whatever it takes. You will take insults, you will take depressions, you will take, all bad things just to safeguard your job.
Right.
You will compromise with your personality. You'll go against whatever you believed so far.
Yeah.
And that is where the fear is conditioned in your mind.
Yeah.
Because you want to possess that, uh, materialistic pleasure, you have to give away a lot of your personal and mental things and assets.
Your well-being, yeah.
Assets.
Asset.
You cannot form that balance, and over time,
Yeah.
the more that dependency increases, the more is the conditioning of fear. And over time will mess around the mind of that individual. This is where most people want to they need help.
They need help, yeah.
They seldom get it.
Do you think there's a dearth of professionals providing this help?
100%.
Okay, and but it can also be, so there is a lack of enough professionals in this field, but also the willingness to seek help, right?
Yeah. Because willingness to seek help will always be an issue. Because in most of these cases, people who need help, they don't even realize the fact that they need help.
Right.
First thing. Second thing is, in a country like ours, for example, right? Seeking mental help is almost a taboo subject.
It's a taboo, yeah.
Okay. Now we have, if we have deteriorated a service, we'll say, "Arey, wo." People don't say, I'm sorry to use the word, but it's a reality, the term pagal.
Pagal, yeah.
But they also say pagal ka doctor.
Yeah. So ye pagal hai, wo pagalo ka doctor hai. He's a madman and he's a
person treating a madman.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, even if you are not mad, if you don't consider yourself mad, if you go to that person seeking help, in all normal time, sphere and shape of your mind, right, state of your mind, you might be termed as person visiting pagal ka doctor. So you might be a pagal.
You might be a pagal. Even if they see you around there. You know, it's like somebody hanging around a red light area or a liquor store.
Exactly.
ये तो दारू
उधर गया, उधर फिर हो गया उसका.
हो गया.
You're labeled.
You're labeled, yeah.
As such.
Yeah. How do we work on this in India? I didn't know that, like how you termed it. There's a lot of awareness coming now through, we have access to information, internet, social media. But why is it still so prevalent?
It will be. It will be. The reason being, so all these informations are privy to a section of, privileged section of society.
Absolutely, yeah.
The need to recognize or diagnose this roots from the education.
Correct.
I have an issue. I can think of it, and I can think of seeking help without having a shred of shame or hesitation whatsoever. For that to happen, I'll have to command myself. Now, just imagine a person living in a tier 3, tier 2 city, right? He'll not have that education. He's always had the company, been in the company of people who term some certain people in certain category, right? And then when he needs help or she needs help, she will have that recall to that, okay, what will people call? What will people say? Log kya kahenge is the biggest phrase, the shameful of all in our country. For to get out of this entire notion of log kya kahenge, what will people say, you need a very strong mind in yourself. Now, you already have a broken system inside you. And you are even vulnerable. And at that point in time, if there is no family, only your education and your mental ability can help you.
Right.
For that to happen, we'll have to overhaul our education system first. Then it will give rise to a better sounding society with minimal taboos and more professionalism. it's a long task as far as India is concerned, for example.
It's a daunting task, yeah.
And for example, if people like you yourself or me want to do it, we can create pockets, for example, right? Well, I was talking a couple of years back about the similar thing to one of my friends. And so what I was thinking was, okay, यहाँ ना कोई कहने वाला है ना कोई सुनने वाला है. Nobody is ready to talk and nobody is ready to listen. Right? Let's create a small like this hall or chamber or something. Anyone can come and talk. It's like a confession box.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that. It's like confession box. That was also kind of therapy, right?
That is the therapy. Why does confession boxes work all the time?
Yeah.
For hundreds of years, if not thousands, right? Because you will not be judged.
Yeah.
People are afraid of getting judged. People are afraid of revealing their secrets because they have fear conditioned in them. We have been excessively judgmental. The lesser the education,
the more judgmental we are.
Okay, a French couple lives for 90 plus years and they've had, good wine for their lives, right? Now, even in India, for example, you'll be instantly termed as an alcoholic.
Right, that's correct.
We have liberalized our economy. We have been traveling abroad and having friends and so on and so forth. On one hand, on another hand, we'll have these labels attached to us. Okay, if our parents see, okay, there's a bottle lying, what will they say?
Right.
Now, this fear is a double-edged sword.
Oh, yeah.
Some fears are good, like the fear of snake. Is important even.
Yeah, that's important to save our lives.
It can be crucial for survival. You won't want to, you teach your kid, if you smell something burning, report. Right? And certain fears are created and a society, a big chunk of population is conditioned with that fear to work in a specific way, think in a specific way.
Right. And who benefits from that?
Top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Ultimate predator.
Ultimate predators. Yeah.
If I am having a cigarette company and I'm funding cancer research, what do you think I'm doing? It's like, raising a stock of chicken. So that you don't get shortage of meat whenever you want.
Right.
More meat means more money. But okay, so this was all light stuff. I think personally the most important stuff is to get right education in place in a society. We have irrational, illogical dogmas and notions and hypotheses in our minds and constantly feeding them to people around us or even our kids.
Right. Correct.
Hardly talk about facts.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Not because you don't want to, because you don't have facts.
Yeah.
You've never worked on them.
Yeah.
Never had them.
My idea of starting this Courage Coach is because coaching is something different from therapy, psychologist and psychiatry. So people say, oh, what is coaching? You're a football coach or a hockey coach or something. And I say a life coach. What is life coach? People haven't heard. So it's sort of, it's still in a very new way and it hasn't been labeled yet in that way. That's the place I want people that they can overcome their fear and come here, talk about it. And, according to the code of ethics of coaching, of course, I cannot treat a person suffering from mental illness. No, I cannot. But my idea is at least we
You
can
can
point them in the
talk
right
to.
direction.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and so that the first obstacle, they can overcome that of coming and opening up, like you
Opening up.
talked about
Exactly.
the confession box,
Confession. Without getting judged.
without getting judged, you know. So, and I want to really promote this, that more and more people, at least starting from people who are educated, you know, what is holding them back? Because like you said, we have to go down and start with education. You know, that is a daunting task in front of us. But at least the people who have access to information,
Exactly.
who have access to resources, can overcome
Can
that. Overcome. Because even in we grew up where you come from, and I'm also from North India. We have grown up with this label.
Every day
Yeah,
gets a label.
every day.
Everything you do
Right.
will get you a label.
Exactly.
Wherein,
Yeah.
for example, I've lived in Europe.
Yeah.
You'll not. It's very hard to get a label.
No, it's exactly. I agree. It's very hard.
It's very hard to get a label.
Here-
unless you do something really, really, like an outlier.
Outline, exactly. You know, here, my kids also watching, you know, Indians come up with the best names, and we are very creative. But when it comes to our own family, if somebody is not doing successful, they say, "Oh, kya kar raha hai?" He's a road inspector. Oh, really? No, road inspector ka matlab he's roaming the streets. You know, he has nothing to do. He's without a job. He's unemployed. And so people come up with the most creative labels for each other. And that holds us back. That gives us fear, like you said about that lady.
Practice makes you perfect, no? We have practiced this labeling, the art of labeling and being judgmental for a long time. So that's why we are good at it.
Very good. I just want to talk about that isolation thing. Somebody is lonely. If let's say that person goes out somehow and talks to a psychologist or a therapist and somehow builds the willpower to seek out friendship, can his situation change?
Yes. Yes. So isolation versus company. Two opposites.
Two opposites.
Just like fear is inversely proportional to courage.
Right.
The kid, when he had no fear, would catch the snake like that.
Right.
But when you imbibe the fear, the courage goes down. They're like, what do you call it?
Inversely.
Seesaw?
They're like a seesaw.
Seesaw. One side goes up, the other has to come down.
So there is hope for somebody who is completely isolated.
Yeah. But the thing is, you need to have people who are good listeners, for example, right? Now, professional help in our country is so expensive. People, even who could afford it, they would, sway away from it.
And it's the last thing on their minds, because we think it's not for survival.
Yeah,
they think about earning bread and butter, right?
Exactly.
You know, it's not tangible.
It's not tangible. It's non-essential.
Non-essential. Yeah.
Non-essential.
Yeah. Even though, like you said,
it's the same difference: need versus want.
Exactly. You think, yeah, it's not my need, but you said something. The mind affects the body as well. So ultimately,
so this will work.
Yeah.
So you remember I just mentioned it. I was discussing it with. When you remove the factor of money from a service, it automatically becomes lucrative to avail that service.
Explain again. Help me understand
if you remove the factor of money,
if money is not involved.
If money is not involved. For example, I'll give you a very good this example. You know the company Lenskart, right?
Lenskart, yeah.
Yeah. So you go to one of their stores, and you're just standing and looking at the glasses. Right. The salesperson would come. You'll talk to them. He'll talk to you, and then you say, "I'm not able to see clearly. I don't know if I need glasses." He'll take you to good machines and to the, what do you say, the eye tester.
The eye test
and
machines.
Yeah, and they will have your number, and they'll have the card where they'll check your eyes for free, and they'll do everything for free, and instantly and you will love it.
Yeah, you love the experience. You don't have to pay anything for it.
And then you discover that, oh, you have got vision issues.
Right.
You have number. You put the glasses, the lenses, and
Right.
you will start to see more clearly. You'll be happy about it. Okay, I never felt that I needed it,
Right. But now I know.
but I know now. I know.
Right.
So the factor of money
Is
was
removed.
removed, and that was like the person was happy to go about for an eye checkup.
Correct.
Same way, if the source of funding becomes the third party,
Right.
and the provider, service provider, and the availer of the service, there are two first and second parties. The third party becomes the funding source.
Right.
But then you have to think of a way to incentivize the funder.
How do they benefit
Yeah.
from this?
If that is a philanthropy
Yeah.
or a donor, there will be the satisfaction will be the incentive.
Yeah. Correct.
If it is a corporate social responsibility fund, they will just have to check, okay, the service is being provided honestly, and the people who are receiving the service are happy.
Yeah.
It's good for them.
Right.
But if it's a government,
Right.
then you will have a lot of babus wanting their shares, and they'll not have any, they might not have any relation with the service provider or the, like any other government scheme, for example.
Correct.
Right? So there are multiple ways that can benefit or destroy the entire model.
Right.
But one thing is for sure, for this to work optimally, the source of funding needs to be a third party.
Okay.
The source of fund needs to be a third party.
A third party.
And the provider of the service should be or must be a co-partner in decision making. You can't devise a science project without a scientist.
No, we can't do that.
You can't decide on funding of a science project without a scientist. And unfortunately, we have been doing the same thing for the majority of the institutions and universities in India.
That's crazy.
This is the reason that we are where we are.
Yeah.
So for this to happen, the best way that I could think of so far is to remove the factor of money from the service provider versus availer, and then it will work.
I like the example of your eye test. If somebody goes in and he realizes that he cannot see clearly, and he gets a free eye test, ultimately, the people who are giving the eye test know that he might buy the lens or the glasses from their store.
Even if the success rate is 10%,
even if it's
enough.
Yeah.
It's good
so
enough.
What I've started doing is, because firstly, I need to spread awareness that what coaching is and that help is available. And like you said, the most important thing is listening. Keen listening, empathetic listening. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm providing free coaching sessions. If anybody, no matter what your situation is, if you feel stuck or lost, disillusioned, or even feeling low, depressed, you're most welcome to come and talk to me. You can book a session, and I will leave my email address in the description, and you can get in touch. So I think that'll be a thing. We remove the thing, we provide them free, and then we can take it from there, like with the example of, okay, I cannot see clearly, I need to get glasses.
Yeah, even if so there is another model that could possibly work. It has worked for several industries.
Right.
One can provide a few free sessions.
Correct.
Okay, so this is like you come for a week, talk to us, talk to me, and then if you feel that you want to talk further.
Yeah. That's exactly how I'm doing. The people that I met, some were unsure, and so I said, you come and test. You don't commit to like a whole series of things. You can even go session by session. So the last one I did, the person already told me, I need another session. This was really good.
Exactly.
And sometimes, like you said, people don't even know that they have a problem.
Exactly. Simple talking. You were talking about medications, no?
Forget the medication right now.
If not more than 90%,
Yeah.
good more than 80% don't need medication.
Don't need medication.
Don't need medication. All they need is someone to talk to. Vent out.
So you would say
A safety switch.
that's a safety switch. So to have the courage to approach somebody, a professional who can listen.
Listen and not be judgmental.
Non-judgmental.
Non-judgmental, non-leaky.
Non-leaky. Oh, yeah, it has to. That's another thing. Because especially in India, most people are scared of. Oh, what if it leaks? Then my reputation is ruined.
And one more thing, that people will not tend to open up during the initial sessions.
Yeah, that's true.
They would want to assess the environment, the service provider.
Correct.
The connection.
The connection.
Right?
Yeah. There's so many levels. The person needs to feel
You are
safe.
dealing with the most complex thing, the human brain and mind.
Exactly. So I would like to ask a question. You say more than 80 to 90%, whatever, we don't have to be hung up, but I do understand a majority or most of the cases will be resolved by stepping out and talking to somebody.
Exactly.
But for the cases, and I want to touch a little on this, what are the cases that do need medication, and what kind of medications do they need?
So to start with, there are antidepressants that some people, majority of them will need.
Okay.
Right? So, and that you can, I'm almost sure that if you talk to someone for for example, a week, and you see the repetitiveness in their, jumpy, there's a peak of the curve, that, okay, this is the point that he's not able to get out of.
Okay.
Right? Most of these people are stuck at one point.
Okay. It becomes a loop.
It becomes a loop.
Rumination. Do you also call it rumination loop?
I call it a feed-forward propagation.
Feed-forward propagation.
So it's a feed-forward kind of loop.
Okay.
Where one piece of information feeds into the loop to activate the another.
Okay.
So these people will need some sort of antidepressant to calm their minds, so that if their minds are calm, they'll allow information and feelings and sharing or information to enter and exit.
Right.
So majority of the things will be done by antidepressant. The second classes of medicines that could be of use are mild sedatives.
Mild sedatives.
Some people find difficult sleeping.
Okay.
That's why their majority of mental issues are resultant of inadequate sleep.
Okay.
Right? And especially in today's day and time and corporate structure, job structure, and urban atmosphere, it's very hard to get a good sleep.
That's true.
A good night's sleep is an ultimate healer.
A good night's sleep. We can say that again. A good night's sleep is the ultimate healer.
Right? Yeah. You get a person to sleep for good 7 to 8 hours, you'll solve his problem for life, maybe.
Wow. Such potential sleep has there. And a lot of us...
Sleep is the reset button of the mind. Just imagine if your laptop, hangs up.
Yeah.
Right?
We push the reset.
You push the reset button. And you keep troubleshooting with the laptop on, it will not respond to whatever you're doing.
No, it won't respond.
You have to push the power button and restart it.
Correct.
That restart button is sleep. Reboot the system. Just imagine if a person is not able to sleep for a good period of time.
Right.
Or even adequate sleep. Dependent on coffee or tea or sugar or junk or
just worries.
And, I'm not even talking about the human aspect of it. Emotions or psychological, physiological, or philosophical, whatever. I'm not even touching those things. Just imagine touching the meagerest, what do you call meagerest? The superlative of meager.
Yeah.
So even the substance related things like coffee, tea, this, that, just no one to talk to, no one to understand, fear conditioned already in place.
Right.
You don't get the escape route.
There's no escape route.
Yeah,
Then.
and it takes a toll on your sleep then over time.
Yeah.
Just vent that person out, and then you make him to sleep
Yeah. Yeah.
for a week.
Yeah.
It'll solve the problem.
It'll solve the problem.
Mild sedatives,
Yeah.
mild antidepressants.
Yeah. Yeah.
These things can do wonders.
Now, what kind of, so they are sedatives, they're antidepressants. Is there anything else? Once you talked about valproic acid. Valproic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what is that? And what illness is it used to heal?
So so that was just a light topic that I wanted to work on actually. So there are a lot of research on valproic acid. Valproic acid is basically a molecule. It's a short chain fatty acid. It is used as a variety over a variety of mental states and illnesses both.
Okay.
Yeah. From and to be used as anticonvulsants to anti-epileptic in schizophrenia, for a variety of.
Okay.
What my assessment has been, this is by the way, this has been a very controversial drug as well. Yeah.
Controversial what?
Controversial drug.
Valproic acid. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it available in India?
Yeah, it's very commonly available. You can just go and buy.
What's the name?
If I remember correctly, so the case was regarding it was from France.
Okay.
And just 2 to 3 years back, the final verdict came.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was somewhere related to valproic acid versus either miscarriage or something related.
Okay.
Or birth defect, something.
It was affecting women who were pregnant.
It was Sanofi, which was the company.
Yeah.
And versus
the state,
woman,
maybe
the
woman. A woman. Oh, okay. A woman in France.
So I think she won the case.
Oh wow.
But coming back to our story, so valproic acid is basically what it does. It starts to work as a mood stabilizer.
Oh, okay, that's the first effect of it. Mood stabilizer.
Mood stabilizer. And depending on the type of problem, and the quantity of the molecule, the drug, it is used in treatment of or stabilizing the adverse effect of multiple mental illnesses and issues.
Okay.
It is said to work by increasing the levels of GABA. GABA is basically a neurotransmitter which is inhibitory in nature.
Oh, it's inhibitory.
It's inhibitory in nature. It works by increasing the level of inhibition.
Okay. So that means if fear is running, it'll just inhibit that fear.
No,
not like this.
Not like this. So, for example, what happens is, even in case of fear, fear or
let's say anxious thoughts,
anxiety, a lot of other issues. Even in case of epilepsy, there's a continuous firing of neurons, right? Now, which means the continuous excitation.
Okay.
Overexcitation. Now you need something to cut that down.
Correct.
So, for that to happen, you might want to have a decrease. Either you can decrease the excitation or you can increase the inhibition.
Correct.
Right. So this has been shown to work by increasing the levels of
inhibition.
GABA, which is an inhibitory neurotransmitter.
Okay.
And there are other reports that it interferes with the acetylation of histone proteins and so blah blah 100 things. But the exact mechanism by which it works is still not completely known.
Okay.
So my idea was to write a proposal to work on this molecule to know the exact mechanism
Okay.
at
Right.
various levels in cells and in neurons. How does it work exactly? The exact mode of action.
Yeah.
But I have not come across a good study that
Okay.
worked on it so far.
Anywhere in the world, there's no
No,
in-depth study
no,
on this.
not to the depth that I would want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
doctors are. It's like one, if not the most, one of the most prescribed medicines for the mental illnesses.
Okay.
Yeah. So and just imagine the mechanism is unknown.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's not being studied.
Right.
It's not being studied the way we would want to.
Okay. So when you say it has an effect of mood stabilizer, that means in cases of people suffering from bipolar, it would help them
Yeah, they use it.
use it for bipolar.
They use it. They use it for everything.
Everything?
All the mental illnesses.
Epilepsy,
Yeah,
bipolar.
and I've seen the effect. It one thing that I can say for sure, because I've seen in my family, it's being used by some of my family members in the past. That it definitely interferes with the state of mind.
Okay.
So the patient is in one state of mind, for say, either he's very aggressive, or he's very he's losing a little bit of control or a mood or whatever, and then you administer this drug, it will change the state of mind.
Okay.
Calm him down.
Calm them down. Okay. So it works. You would say that valproic acid works instantaneously.
Not instantaneously. You have to use it for. Yeah, it may work instantaneously.
Yeah.
But it depends from person to person and dose.
And dosage. Because as far as I understand, SSRIs, you have to, in order for it to kick in and show its effect, it has to be taken for a couple of weeks, like 6 weeks or something, and then it begins to show its.
There's a timeline every time.
Whereas as benzodiazepines, which is I think so sedative, or it affects on the nervous system, it affects immediately. That's an anti-anxiety. Like
there are multiple
alprazolam.
drugs. Yeah, there are a lot of drugs that can act instantaneously.
Instantaneously, yeah.
Yeah, and there are drugs that may act instantaneously, but they are prescribed for a longer period of
Longer
time.
period. So valproic acid can work instantaneously depending on the person.
Yeah, it works instantaneously. Yes, it
so
works.
it'll calm if somebody is becoming too aggressive.
But the effect is too subtle. Sometimes
subtle,
you might not. So if the patient is not very, what do you say? If the symptoms are not very crude, you might not even notice that the thing is working.
Okay, so if that person is not showing physical aggression or some sort of aggressive behavior, you might not notice. If it's only in the mind, like somebody is feeling too, apathetic or demotivated, like very low in motivation.
No, this thing is not for that.
Okay, it's not for.
No. So, for example, if someone is too aggressive, right, or so doctors usually will prescribe this.
Okay.
And you will see that upon taking this medication for 2 to 3 days, calm down.
Okay, that person will calm down, and then he will have to continue taking that on a daily basis.
Yeah. It'll be like prescribed by the doctor.
Yeah.
As he or she may deem that the timeline for which the patient needs.
So it's a prescribed drug. It's not
over
the counter.
It's a prescribed drug. Yeah.
And
it's a prescription
and
drug.
who prescribes it? Psychiatrist?
Yeah, psychiatrist, neurologist also.
Okay.
Yeah. Neuropsychiatrist. These people prescribe.
I'll ask you one very maybe an important question. Has medication ever healed a person of their mental illness?
Yes. Yes.
In what cases?
See, healing is very subjective. There is a thin line of difference between healing and treatment of symptoms. Healing is a very inclusive word. It includes a lot of things. Medication is only a part of healing.
It's a part of healing.
It's a part of it.
Mhm.
Healing may require attention. Healing may require touch. Healing may require care, empathy, love, affection, respect even. Some people have all the love and care. They might not, they crave for respect.
Right.
We have a pet in our house. We love that pet.
Correct.
But do we respect that pet?
Probably not.
Probably not. A father in a family can live a couple of days without love and care, but you definitely want the respect.
Correct.
Out of course, insult even once can hurt him and shatter his whole idea of family forever.
Right. Right.
So healing is a very inclusive term.
Mhm.
May require a lot of things.
Mhm.
Yes, when
Yeah,
it comes to
yeah.
treatment of symptoms, there are steps and procedures and materials or substances that could be used.
So, as I'm understanding, medication alone will not heal.
Medication alone will not heal. It may treat the symptom. For example, if someone is getting epileptic fits, right? Definitely that person will have to go through medication and proper medical help.
Correct.
But just think about the depression per se. You cannot rely on medication alone. In fact, what I believe as from the information that I have seen or felt, in terms of depression, medication must be given for a very strictly smallest possible time frame.
And during this time frame when he's been taking medicine, he should
the period of medication should only be for the time that person takes to latch onto some other healing mechanism. Either you won't want that person to open up and talk freely of his problems, of his mental barriers,
right,
obstacles, hesitations, fear, shame, guilt, whatever. For that smallest possible period of time, you might want to get the help of antidepressants, sedatives, whatever. This cannot continue forever.
What do you think about therapy like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy?
Yeah, this all can be part of it.
Of that.
Yeah, it will depend on the problem the person is going through. Right.
Correct.
If someone is not having cognitive issues, you cannot start cognitive therapy. I have seen people stuck in their philosophical world, a completely virtual philosophical world. They think a lot about a lot of things and they don't think anything about some of the few important things, some of the most important things.
Right, right.
So, boils down to जैसा भगवान वैसी पूजा. जैसा प्रॉब्लम है वैसा ही सॉल्यूशन होगा. ये ब्रेन इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑर्गन है कि इसका समाधान किसी एक वाक्य, एक पद्धति, एक तरीके की चिकित्सा इनमें नहीं छुपा हुआ है. ये सबसे जटिल सिस्टम है, प्रणाली है, और इसका समाधान भी उतना ही जटिल हो सकता है. हम इतना प्रयास जरूर कर सकते हैं कि इसको हम जितना सुलझा के पेश कर सकें. हमें we would want to make the therapy, the treatment, healing process in a simplest manner that we can.
And accessible.
Accessibility तो बनानी ही पड़ेगी. Without getting access, without being accessible, it will not be of optimal use.
Just adding one more thing to all these mechanisms, I've also heard of hypnotism. What is hypnotism? Is it just something, just बोलेंगे कि something like totka or supernatural, or does it really have an impact on the brain?
अब आपको बताऊं, ये जो hypnotism वाली बात है, usually in popular culture,
Right.
it is shown that, okay, look into my eyes, type of thing. No, it doesn't happen that way. It can happen in many ways. Someone is putting words into your ears for a long period of time and changed your concept about a person, thing, or a situation, or a group of people. That is also hypnotism. I'll mend you in such a way that you'll do what I say. It's in a more coarse and crude term, it will call it zombifying.
Zombifying, yeah, correct.
Without getting physiological, if I am changing your state of thinking or perception towards a specific thing or place or person, I'm already hypnotizing you. You're already hypnotized then. That look into my eyes thing is just it's hardly a metaphor.
Okay. But do you think
if I talk to you daily and you have something against me inside you, without revealing or even without indicating me, and you have my whole confidence, you'll play with it.
Correct.
That is hypnotism. And who knows how many people are playing with how many people for how long of a time.
So you won't say like how they sometimes show it happens in real time and somebody is totally, almost like, what do you say, under the spell, so to say. That doesn't happen.
I honestly speaking, this has never been my topic of interest.
Okay.
Or I've never been interested about it because I don't believe in it.
You don't believe? Okay.
I don't believe in it. I'm not saying this can happen, and I'm not contesting it either.
Okay.
But I would say one thing for sure.
Yeah.
These things do happen. It depends on the prey. How
depends
easy,
on the prey. Yeah.
How easy.
Yeah.
If I am a prey, I'm dying to be a prey. Someone will predate.
Correct. Earlier, you said that we are what our brain is.
Exactly.
How has studying the brain changed the way we see people, behavior, and suffering?
Studying brain is one thing. But when you get to see, so for example, I can speak only about myself.
Correct.
Right here. So when I see the connections in real, with real images, real synapses, like, the proof of the pudding is in eating.
Yeah, correct.
When I see the wiring diagram for a specific type of behavior, okay, the first, I'll cite the true example. The first thing I ever mapped was the circuit in that fruit fly's brain that codes for the flavor of pineapple.
So the fruit fly tasted the pineapple.
Fruit fly just loves the fruits. Right?
Any fruit.
But actually fruit odors are specific esters. So esters are a class of organic molecules.
Okay.
So different fruit odors are different types of esters.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, the smell of banana, the flavor of banana is a chemical called isoamyl acetate. So that is the ester of banana.
Of banana.
Of banana. Yeah. If I'm not wrong, for the pineapple is butyl acetate, something like that.
And these are they release it into the air. these
Yeah,
molecules.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's how we smell the
Right,
fruit
correct.
odor. So you can instantaneously discriminate the odor of a pineapple versus the smell of a banana.
Banana,
Right.
absolutely.
So same way the brain works similarly with across the species.
Right.
So the first thing I traced was the real circuit was like, okay, this is the pathway that activates the mind of that fruit fly, and it like jumps on the pineapple, like, you know, it's
Yeah.
they'll eat it,
Yeah.
they'll lay their eggs inside the pineapple, and
Wow.
so on and so forth. So they'll do everything in that pineapple then. So when I saw that,
Yeah.
okay, this is the real wiring diagram or behind that behavior. This is the start of it.
Right.
That was amazing too for me.
Wow.
The sheer idea about that, almost no one in the world is able to see this, what I'm seeing now.
Wow. This is brand new research.
That was brand new research.
Okay.
Then.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, it was somewhere 2013.
Okay, 2013, 12 years ago. Yeah. And is that the same effect that happens in this fruit fly, also in the same effect happens in our brain, human brain?
Just imagine if you are hungry, you would want to eat that pineapple.
Exactly. Yeah.
The fly is hungry, it would want to have that pineapple too.
Wow. And
this is why those results can be extrapolated to higher brains. This is why model organisms are studied.
So there's no difference. You would say there's no difference in neurons of lower or insects or these creatures.
See, everything is smaller model of a bigger building.
And would you say it's the exact replica?
No,
neurons
nothing is exact replica. Okay. Nothing. Our neurons look a lot different, entirely different from the neuron of an insect. Or even the neurons from one species of Drosophila will differ from another species of Drosophila. Forget about the species. Even from one sex to another sex. It's called sexual dimorphism in neurons.
Okay.
Right? Even among individuals, it's called neural plasticity.
Neuroplasticity, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Every organism will have different types of wiring. Maybe.
But you said about
you might like pineapple, I might not.
Yeah. So our neurons will be different.
Can be wired differently, but the basic structure
is the same.
Is conserved across the species.
Okay.
For example, if we smell something, we have the sensory, we have the dendrites of sensory neurons here, and then it will the ligand binding will happen here in nose, and then the sensory neuron will carry it to our optical array, so olfactory lobe, which is antennal lobe in invertebrates, insects, for example.
So right from here, when the dendrites pick up the molecules, where does the electrical, because immediately, almost instantaneously. So how is the signal transferred?
That's how fast the neural responses are. You remember, I told you, you are you are hungry and you're going towards the food, you get this electric spark. Right. Instantaneously stop and run towards. Correct. Same thing is conserved across animal species.
So you would say neural pathways begin right in our nose somewhere?
Right in our sensory organs.
Okay.
You have the eyes. What you have in retina?
Retina, yeah. Then the optic
nerve. Yeah. And it goes right into the brain. Same thing happens with olfaction. Same thing happens with gustation. Same thing happens with auditory system. Wow. Same thing happens with touch. Pain, proprioception, the information about space and environment. Right. You're leaning towards one hand, right? You will employ your leg or hand something not to fall. Right. To minimize the damage. Or to cancel out the damage. So that's the information about space and environment.
So these pathways are similar in the structure in an insect and in a
the
human.
Mechanism is similar. The concept is similar. For example, you would want to know that how this signal conversions are happening. Okay. Right? Now, how this inhibition is happening. You cannot study humans for that. At individual neuronal level, at the level of single synapse. You have to have a model organism in place with a lot of tools, techniques for that to study.
Do the insects or animals also have dopamine and
Yeah,
endorphin, serotonin? All these,
Yeah.
all the same
Even
chemical.
this fruit fly has dopaminergic neurons, serotonergic neurons,
Really?
octopaminergic neurons.
So if they have similar
Whatnot.
neurons, do they have the propensity or the attribute to feel depression?
Yeah, yeah.
So animals can feel depressed.
Animals can feel depression.
And all the mental illnesses that a human being has.
Not all, but
No.
see, the more complex an organ, the complex will be the problems.
Okay.
Things go hand in hand.
Mhm.
But what I'm trying to say is
Right.
that basic structure and basic functions are conserved across the species.
Okay.
And now, when the species progress,
Yeah.
then you will have, for example, you can have certain kind of learning in Drosophila, fruit flies.
Oh, right.
You can train them in certain way. But if it comes to learning, a brain of a mice or a rat is much more developed than a fruit fly.
Right.
Have you seen the mice trap?
Yeah.
If a mouse evades that trap once, you put the best of the food items in that trap, it will not come around it, inside it. That is the level of learning in an animal as small as mice.
Right.
So complex organ.
Yeah.
But it's very subjective. Certain things are conserved across the species. And as the complexity grows in structure, the complexity grows in functions. A monkey cannot be as philosophical as we can
As a
be.
human being, yeah. That's correct.
So, when there is more complex, there more probability of those disorders or issues or illnesses.
Scientists are purely rational. You know, like you said, that you look at the actual physiological attributes of the neurons and the structure, but you're also a human being, you know. Have you, talking about your personal life, what is the biggest challenge or crisis you have faced so far?
Many actually.
Yeah.
A lot of things I would not even want to recall or discuss even maybe. But yeah, I've gone through a lot of crisis. Like, starting from improper schooling to financial issues, whatnot. So I have had a very, so coming to the topic of mental illnesses, so very bad childhood I had.
Okay.
I can say that a completely broken one, you may call it. So that's why I feel that what mental help, psychological help can offer
Yeah.
to a person affected or a child affected, for example, or anyone, any individual,
Right.
it can do wonders.
Was there anything that you experienced during your childhood that still has an impact on you, or how did it change or alter your adult life?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Fear.
There's a lot of fear.
A lot of fear. When it comes to family, anything like, I get fearful.
Okay.
It's very consuming for me, actually, you know.
That fear.
That fear, yeah. Like, I'm just about, like, you know, thinking about people in my family and so on and so forth. Okay, they're okay or not. A lot of different types of fears are there. It's not one. It's a different grade. I'm not emotionally a very weak person, but I can be very sensitive.
Okay.
this is what has made me very empathetic to even people whom I don't know. I can, I find myself, I take it as good that I can form a connection. Because I think I can feel the same thing, or I can share the feeling of the same thing. Because when you are in a problem, you might not be able to notice it or diagnose it. But if I share you verbatim, you'll be instantaneously relieved. Oh, this is what I'm exactly what I'm feeling, and not even having to speak it out, and the other person got it.
Correct.
This is what experience does it to you. It gifts you. It's a cruel teacher.
Yeah.
But that gift, you will only be eligible for it if you are able to notice it, think about it, put a mind to it.
Yeah.
So not let experiences and events, good, bad, ugly, whatever, go unnoticed, undocumented. You don't need to write everything. You just have to document it here, in your mind. Don't let it engulf you. Make it as a piece of information. Use it as a topic. Use it for learning purposes.
Yeah.
Don't get eaten up.
Recently I was studying about Freud, and Freud, he said that our childhood traumas or what we experience make us the person that we become.
That we become, exactly.
And he doesn't write that we can actually change. Whereas Adler, who's also a philosopher, he said that we can change our traumas or past experiences by connecting it to something positive. And so our traumas, let's say there's something called, I went to a boarding school when I was 7 years old, and I didn't realize when I was an adult, I went through a phase where I was depressed or slight anxiety. But as I grew, once I came across a video where the person was talking about boarding house syndrome. So where he talks about that early separation from your parents, 7 years is pretty early for a child, from your mom and dad. It feeds into you abandonment, feelings of abandonment and rejection, which a child is not able to resolve because he's not intellectually
He's not equipped with the materials that will be needed to correct this.
And only much later, as I began to understand, then I understood, okay, what I had gone through, and then I could start my healing and working on it.
So, you know what? Since we have talked a lot about a lot of variety of things, there's one thing that I would really want to put in, and I'll reiterate it over and over. I do.
Yeah, please.
For families, for society, or societies, right? Which is, it was true 50 years back, it was true 100 years back, it will held almost the same value 50 years down the line, which is love and care. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to spend a lot of energy either. But what we are missing here in today's day and time is families are not able to, to knit the fabric of love and care among individuals. And when there is no love, no natural affection, that you feel pain about something, I feel the pain about your suffering. Even if I'm not directly related to your loss. You broke your leg, for example, I am like, oh, I feel bad about it.
That's beautiful.
We are missing it.
Yeah, we are missing it.
We are trying to outsource it to materialistic pleasures. Okay, the kid is not happy. Okay, I'll buy you a new video game, beta.
Yeah.
No. Take him out, spend time with him, form memories together.
Parents are working somewhere else. Your children are back at home and crying for something. Okay, beta, I'll pay for it. Go shopping.
Go shopping. I'll pay for daycare. I'll pay for your, play group or वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, झूला, ये वो play area, whatever.
Play area, PlayStation.
Right. Right. I'll fund everything.
Yeah.
I don't share myself with you.
I won't share my time.
If you don't have shared memories, you're not on the same page.
You're not on the same page. And you will only grow apart. You said that beautifully. I just want to add what you said about love. 2000 years ago, Jesus Christ said, somebody came to him, a wise man from, he was a Jew, and he came to him and he said, what is the greatest law? And he tells him, love the Lord your God with all your strength, with all your soul and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. And then he goes and asks, oh, who is my neighbor? And then Jesus goes on to tell a parable where a man was on a journey, and on the way, some robbers came, beat him up, left him half dead, and took all his belongings and went away. First, a priest came and he looked at him and went away. Then second person comes. And finally, a Samaritan comes. And Samaritan is somebody who was of the lowest in the society. Okay, lowest, if we know about caste system, so he was the lowest out there. And he comes, he picks him up, takes him on his donkey, on his animal, brings him to the nearest town, cares for him. Now here's the caring part. Cares for him and puts him in the hospital. So he attends to him, and he tells the innkeeper, whatever you need, I will pay you back after I return. Now, Jesus says, that is your neighbor.
That is your neighbor.
Who is my neighbor is not the only person who is living next to him. But if, like you said, if you're hurting, if I can feel your pain, right? If I can help you in some way, I would do that, right? And you summarized it, I think so. A lot of problems and even mental health would be resolved.
There is no alternative to love.
There's no alternative.
There is no alternative to it. Yeah. There will be certain aspects of our mind, feelings, emotions. There'll never be an alternative for it.
Yeah. And we can break it down to chemical or whatever. We can say...
But a company of one human being to another is the ultimate happiness and the source of it.
It is the ultimate source of your happiness. And that's why
and well-being also.
And well-being. That's why I believe everybody, when we hear about people getting older and people near death, they all say that they should have had better relationship. They should have spent more time with this person or their loved one. Or you will forget all your medals, all your material things. सब कुछ चला जाएगा.
यही रह जाएगा कि अगर आपके जाने के बाद कहते हैं ना श्रद्धांजलि दे रहे हैं, कोई फूल से देता है, कोई तेल से देता है, हम बोलते हैं श्रद्धांजलि वही है जो सच्चे आंसू से दी जाए, बस और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. क्योंकि the 2 drops of tears will only come from the eyes, will crave for your vision and your image.
Correct.
And that image will not be formed in the eyes or the retina, formed in the hearts and the minds.
Beautifully said. Beautifully. I want to talk a little about courage before we move towards the end. From the vantage point of a neuroscientist, what is one major myth about the brain or mental health that you want the people to know?
Great question, actually. So, one major myth about the brain. First, brain. That we know a lot. We know hardly anything. For example, you have techniques like MRI, fMRI, these are just, spatial, topological, course maps. Don't even know real connections. They just show you the activity centers. It's like, no offense, it's a great effort. It works. Obviously with a lot of limitations. again, the problem is sheer size
Right.
and the amount that we can get
Mm-hmm.
of information.
Right.
Right? We are leaps behind understanding the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine
Mm.
a smallest of fraction we know about the brain,
Yeah.
and we have the same brain has made computers, artificial intelligence, blah blah blah, 100 things.
Yeah.
The more we know about this network,
Mm.
complex machine,
Right.
a lot can be made and
Right.
invented and discovered.
Ah.
A lot to know.
So you would say we've hardly scratched the surface.
Hardly scratched the surface. Hardly. You know. So I have. So I hold a little bit of pride in saying this, that
Yeah.
the first ever completely mapped brain
Mhm.
that was published 2023, I was part of that study.
That was a human brain?
No,
Mhm.
that the first ever full brain,
Full brain. Okay.
that was the brain of the fruit fly I am talking about.
Mhm.
Its larvae, third instar larvae.
Mhm.
With it has that brain has 10,000 neurons.
Approximately 10,000. Mhm.
That was the first ever completely mapped brain at the level of synaptic resolution.
So we have long ways to go to come to the mapping of human brain.
That's
Wow.
and this was published in 2023
Mhm.
in Science.
Mhm. Wow.
And that paper
Mhm.
got global media attention, from
Wow.
BBC to Nat Geo to whatnot,
Wow.
because that was first ever brain completely mapped.
Yeah. And what was the main takeaway after you know you mapped
So
the whole brain?
you could see the circuit for the first time
Okay.
in real.
Uh-huh.
For example, what does a circuit of olfaction looks like?
Uh-huh.
What does a circuit of vision looks like?
Okay. Mhm.
How does a sweet testing versus bitter testing circuit looks like? These
Okay.
kind of things.
Oh,
For the
wow.
first time, you could see for real
Mm.
at the level of
Mhm.
individual neurons,
Mhm.
the circuits, the series,
Mhm.
the the connections,
Mhm. Mhm.
everything for the first time
Mhm.
in a wholesome manner
Wow.
at the level of a brain, complete brain.
Mhm. Wow.
So
Mhm.
just imagine
Yeah.
we really need a lot of efforts, infrastructure,
Mhm.
and vision.
Vision. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
The Western world
Mhm.
started well.
Mhm.
Yes, unfortunately now they are crippled. You say
Crippled. Yeah.
crippled, right?
Yeah. Mm.
With their own issues,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but they did a commendable job
Mm.
when it comes to research across fields.
Yeah.
Commendable job.
Mhm. Mm.
And at the same time,
Mm.
it's very painful
Yeah.
that we are not learning anything from them.
Mm. Yeah.
We are not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
our best of the labs
Yeah.
with best of the manpower,
Mhm.
the same manpower who is working there versus here,
Mhm.
1/10 of efficiency you
Ah.
get here.
Mm.
1/10 even is a mouthful. We have good people here.
Yeah.
We have hardworking people here, just drained out of energy for lives.
Yeah.
You just have to beat around the bush so much here,
Yeah.
so much. People are working hard, even in that,
Yeah.
even in this
Yeah.
state of,
Mhm.
affairs
Mhm.
and situation.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the next is mental health,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So mental health, we have to be humans
Okay. Mhm.
to be able to comprehend this term
Mhm.
in a suitable manner,
Right. Yeah.
for the manner that will suit to our society,
Correct.
our own family members, our friends, or even our clients and customers.
Right.
Value system हमें लाना पड़ेगा अपने अंदर.
Correct.
हम गुम होते जा रहे हैं.
Yeah.
जिसके पास पैसा आ रहा है
हाँ.
वो अलग दुनिया में गुम है.
हाँ.
जिसके पास पैसा नहीं है वो तो बेचारा गुमसुम है.
वो तो गुमसुम है ही.
उसके पास तो कोई निराकरण नहीं है.
नहीं.
He has no way out.
Yeah.
He has no window to look out to. But सब कोई कहीं ना कहीं खोया हुआ है. Everyone is lost in their own. मतलब getting boiled in your own soup.
Yeah, you're getting boiled in your own soup. That's very well said. Yeah.
For mental health,
Yeah.
human mental health के लिए पहले तो human बनना पड़ेगा.
Yeah.
We need to be human beings first.
Yeah.
We think as a human
So
beings
one
first.
myth that I already think is evident is that mental health cannot be cured by just medication.
No.
Give somebody a pill. It's not like fever.
You can cure the symptoms.
You can cure the symptom.
You can control the symptoms. You can
For a
prolong
while.
the relapse of the symptoms. You can do multiple things for sure.
Yeah.
But that is at the level of physiology.
Exactly.
At the level of brain maybe.
Right.
But not at the level of mind.
No. And for that we require
brain is the structure and the apparatus that we have.
Right.
Mind is that structure and apparatus with its function.
With its function.
Becomes the human mind. उसका ब्रेन और माइंड में वही अंतर है जो शरीर और आत्मा में है. आत्मा किसी ने देखी नहीं है. इसी तरह माइंड भी किसी ने देखा नहीं है. शरीर देखा है, मस्तिष्क देखा है, ब्रेन देखा है.
Right.
So mind
we
is
need
a
the
very
human
human
element.
concept.
Yeah.
We have to be human.
Correct.
To understand the human concept.
Yeah.
उसकी कमी हो रही है. वैल्यू सिस्टम को सही करना पड़ेगा. थोड़ा सा एजुकेशन में लाना पड़ेगा. परिवारों से टैबू और ये जो छी वाली संस्कृति है इसको थोड़ा सा कम रखना पड़ेगा. अफवाहों पे कम जाना पड़ेगा. तथ्यों पे, फैक्ट्स पे ज्यादा जाना पड़ेगा. अपने को सुधारना पड़ेगा. ये लॉन्ग टर्म की बात है. शॉर्ट टर्म में हम हद से अधिक ये कर सकते हैं. एट द मैक्स व्हाट वी कैन डू इज कि वी कैन हेल्प people around us.
We can help people. Start helping people around us.
Talk to them at least. It takes no money. It requires no infrastructure, no technology, nothing.
No.
Just simple, plain talk. Without expecting anything in return.
Yeah, without expecting. And that's dying in our world. That's dying because, like you said, nobody has time. When parents don't have time for their children, it's about being
just think
available
about it.
as a person.
I mean, a child, there's nothing more precious for a parent than his or her child.
Correct.
If they don't have time for their own child,
then you can forget for anybody else.
Let aside anyone else in the universe.
Yeah.
वहां से लव का जो प्रेम है, जो स्नेह जिसको कहते हैं हम लोग,
स्नेह, प्रेम,
उसका पतन, क्षय शुरू हो जाता.
Can you say that in English also?
That is the point where the natural affection, the natural affinity, which is the start of the love, starts to deteriorate. If a parent is not able to give time today, he will not be able to give time to his child tomorrow.
No.
And that will be forever, never.
And it's a vicious circle because when that child grows up,
because now the child is also tuned in such a way that he doesn't want to confront the parent. He doesn't want to share anything with his or her parent. Now they are living in the same house but in two different worlds.
Two different worlds.
You have to unite your worlds. It should be a unified world in the family first, and then the country and the city and the society and whatever.
That's correct.
If you're living under one roof, you have to live in one world.
Yeah. Right.
हम लोग बहुत बोलते हैं ना, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम. अपने कुटुंब को पहले वसुधा बनाए, वसुधैव तो अब बाद में कुटुंब बन ही जाएगा.
Right. Dr. Avinash, what does courage mean to you?
Courage means, to me personally, is overcoming my fear. Courage is not a bottle of medicine that I can buy and drink. Courage is one of the most precious as well as dangerous human push or energies. Right?
Yeah.
It's one of very dual sensed emotion of human beings. Right? Courage, अगर आप में भय और अनुताप means regret, remorse.
Yeah.
ठीक है. If you tune it to the minimum or optimize the fear and courage अपने आप आएगा. Now, a lot of people misunderstand courage with miscalculation. ओह, मैं बहुत बहादुर हूँ. मेरे पास 10 लाख रुपए है. I have 10 lakh rupees. I'll put it in stock market. I'm very courageous. That is not courage. That is gross miscalculation. कहते हैं ना कि बुद्धिमानी और बेवकूफ़ी में धागे बराबर का फर्क होता है. मतलब बहादुरी और बेवकूफ़ी में. You never know. ये कॉइन कब फ्लिप हुआ, कब करेज बेवकूफ़ी बन गया, बेवकूफ़ी करेज बन गई. बेवकूफ़ी करेज नहीं बनती है, करेज ही बेवकूफ़ी बन जाता है usually. One way.
Correct. And where does courage reside in our brain? Where does it? Can we see inside the brain and find out who is courageous?
नहीं, courage is not a fundamental ये. It's a derived one.
Okay.
मेरा ये मानना है. Courage आपकी फेयर कंडीशनिंग पे डिपेंड करता है.
Okay.
आपके पास, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. इफ यू हैव नो loans, if you have no credit cards, if you have no EMIs going, the next day your boss misbehaves with you, you can say, okay,
bye.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. That's right.
Because that you have not allowed that fear to penetrate your mind. You've not taken it to your home. Okay, you might not get job instantaneously, right? The next job might be a couple of months away or 6 months away. Fine. You had your calculations in place. You had some emergency funds.
Right.
Okay, you are surviving on the basal level. Fine.
Yeah.
But you had the luxury not to compromise with your self-esteem, self-respect,
correct,
your persona, who you are. There is a cost to live at your own conditions. There's a cost to it. There's no free lunch in this world. It's just a matter that you've equipped yourself to pay that cost or not. That will change. This is courage. Planning. A free planning.
Free planning.
You have nothing attached. You're not infatuated with a lot of materialistic things.
Right.
Your needs are your needs and your wants are your wants.
Yeah.
You would want your wants, definitely.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? You should. That makes us who we are. That makes us more human. But at the same time, you have them. You have your checks and balances in place. You have never allowed your wants to become your needs. You've been calculative most of the time. We are humans, we're prone to human errors. You are free. Freedom is courage.
Freedom is courage. Beautifully said.
The more free you are, the freer you are, the courageous you get.
Free of debt. Free
of fear.
Free of fear.
Free of fear. The lesser the fear, the more
courageous
you are. Courageous doesn't mean like, you take miscalculated risks, you jump off a cliff. you what do you call bungee jumper?
Bungee jumping, yeah.
Huh? You're performing bungee jumping every weekend,
Mm.
and for the weekdays, the remaining weekdays,
Yeah.
you're getting thrashed by your boss,
Mm.
compromising everything that you are,
Mm.
just
That's not courageous life.
just to fund that event of bungee jumping over the weekend.
That's ironic. That's so ironic. Yeah.
If I get kicked off
Yeah.
from that job,
Yeah.
I might not go places. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I might not do what I want to do
Yeah.
for the weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
is it courageous? No.
No, it's not
plain
courageous.
and simple stupidity.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
allowing excess of fear to set in
Yeah.
is downright stupid.
Mm.
One should not do it.
When has been a time in your life when you have been the most courageous that you can remember? Where you had to access all the courage. Can you remember one recent one, or a big one?
Yeah, I had offer letters from some of the best universities in the world,
Mm.
and I chose not to go because I wanted to be there with my family when my family needed me the most. So yeah, it requires a hell lot of courage. Sorry for the word, but it requires big courage to let things go.
Yeah, you chose your
Pass by.
family over
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it comes down to what you said, love.
Yeah, love.
Because
Exactly.
see here,
That was
if you
the
chose,
only reason.
yeah, because that would have consequences. Let's say you chose that and that set you apart or drew you apart from your family, then they would suffer. You would suffer ultimately, and that would definitely have implications.
I don't know. I don't want to think about the implications, but more so about whether I wanted it or not.
Mm.
For me, money is just a number. Ultimately, the quality of life is with the people. If your people are with you, if your family is with you, if they love you, not as a puppy, but with respect.
With respect, yeah.
It's a whole different world of joy and quality living.
Yeah, that's true.
And the best of mental health, maybe. My friends, quite a lot of them, and people I know, a lot of them complain about, नींद नहीं आ रही आजकल, सो नहीं रही ये वो. And I am in the situation that if I fall in bed for 5 minutes, I will be like,
you fall asleep very quickly. You sleep well?
I sleep well.
Yeah.
Despite having hypertension and blood pressure, diabetes.
Okay.
I can sleep well.
That's wonderful. Where do you still need courage in your life?
I still need courage in my life to manage my things.
Okay. And by manage, you mean your professional life, your private personal life?
No, but personal life is good.
Okay.
Professional life is okay.
Yeah.
But I want to keep a balance on everything.
Right.
And I don't want to overthink about anyone. For example, I have a very bad habit about overthinking about my family. I want to leave it out.
Okay.
Now. Now I have, like dedicated people with their own worlds.
Right.
So I've chose to come here to Dehradun all the way to enjoy the serenity, the weather, the non-polluted, less heard of in India kind of climate. So I want to enjoy it. I want to cherish it. And at the same time, I want to keep my things going without having to go abroad.
Yeah.
Anymore. I just have a company of friends and my family. I would want to maintain the freedom that okay, I want to go this place, I'm okay going tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't
You
have
want
to
to.
procrastinate my plans or
Right.
cancel them out or
Right.
tweak them or
Right.
trim them,
Mhm.
whatever. I really value this freedom.
Yeah. Mhm.
There's a huge cost to it,
Mhm.
but I think I want to make the courage is needed to be able to pay this cost
Correct.
for as long as I can or may.
Dr. Avinash, thank you so much for sharing from your experience, from the experiments and the research you have done on the fruit fly and understanding the complexity of the brain. And as far as research or understanding the human brain comes, we have only scratched the surface. There's
Yeah.
so much
So
more.
much more.
There's so much more to learn and discover.
I wish that we, our schools, our universities, our governments, sense the urge
Mhm.
to know things.
Yeah. Mhm.
Our money makers
Yeah.
sense the urge to know things.
Mhm.
India is a big hub for pharma industry, for example.
Mhm.
We say that हम लोग
Yeah.
दुनिया के क्या केमिस्ट हैं, ऐसा कुछ कहते
Dunya
हैं
ke
ना?
chemist. Yeah.
हाँ,
We are the pharmacy of the
we are the
world.
pharmacy of the world, exactly.
Yeah. Even during COVID,
ठीक
we
है,
are supplying to the
हाँ,
world.
है
Yeah.
ना?
Mhm.
But you will be surprised
Yeah.
that we hardly do any R&D.
We are very weak in R&D.
And
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
corroborate my data, and I'm in habit of digging data, right?
Right. Mhm.
It's been like a lot of
Yeah.
years now,
Yeah.
more than a decade
Mhm.
now. I'm working with data.
Mhm.
Just go and have a look at the balance sheets of these companies.
Mhm.
They are like tipped in profit like this. Yet they do not throw out even 5 or 10 scholarships for PhDs per year. What would they cost? What would it cost?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing for them. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they eat up all their corporate social responsibility funds, the
Yeah.
tax cuts, everything. Nothing. They
Yeah.
forget about big things like CSR funds and so on and so
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah.
10 graduate scholars
Mhm.
to fund
Yeah.
per year.
Mhm.
1 lakh a month
Mhm.
per scholar.
Mhm.
10 lakh per month for 10
10 lakh.
scholars.
Yeah. 10 lakh
right?
per month. Mhm.
हम्म,
Yeah.
12 महीने का 1 करोड़ 20 लाख.
Yeah.
यही हुआ ना.
Yeah. Yeah.
उसको 5 साल से मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए.
Yeah. Mhm.
7 7.5 करोड़ रुपए.
Yeah.
7 to 7.5 crore
Right.
rupees, right?
Mhm.
For 5 years.
For 5 years. Yeah.
ठीक है.
Yeah.
और they have quarterly
Yeah.
profits
Uh-huh.
in like hundreds of crores.
Oh my. Yeah.
Hundreds of crores of quarterly profit versus
Yeah.
30 lakh rupees of crucial, extremely needed piece of research.
Right.
They're not ready to do it. If this is the situation, I don't know what to expect. I wish this changes. And this changes soon.
I hope it changes, and we will hope for the best. Hope is a good thing, and we will continue to do the work that we are doing. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Dr. Avinash, for explaining so wonderfully in terms and language that we could understand. And
I hope I didn't use any jargon or
no, I think so.
scientifically
You explained
complicated.
very well. I also want to, as I understood, that a lot of problems, most problems can be solved by love and care. I love that beautifully.
That is the foundation stone of all the human things that we can build or think of.
Exactly. It comes down to relationships. You and me and how we connect, that we have empathy, care, consideration, and love for each other.
If there is no good foundation, no matter you put the best of the Italian marble in your wall, the building will collapse.
The building will collapse. Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to build something substantial, something that lasts long, lasts a lifetime and beyond, you should build it on solid foundation of relationships of love and care. Be in good relationships, nourish them, nurture them, and also foster them in your lives. And I, once again, thank you so much for being on our podcast. And I'm just so amazed that we started from scientific research and we understanding the brain, and it all came down to love and care. Love your neighbor as yourself. Thank you for watching this. And if you like this episode, please do subscribe to this channel where we talk about courage, about personal development, mindset, and to grow and build your best life. Thanks for watching. And this is Vikram Bhandari in talk today with Dr. Avinash Khandelwal. See you next time. Bye-bye.